Hey, how you doing? Welcome back to another player review. So today we are going to be reviewing and comparing two of the best players on the game, and it's going to be the 92 rated Cristiano Ronaldo versus the 90 rated Kylian Mbappe. But first, if you guys need Ultimate Team coins, make sure you go over to awoher.com. It is the best and most reliable place to get your Ultimate Team coins, and don't forget to use Mr. DGM at checkout to get yourselves a nice 5% discount. So if you are new to this series, what we do is we take two players that play in a similar position, cost a similar amount of coins on the transfer market, and of course are a similar rating, and what we do is we put them head to head to decide who is the better player and who you should put in your ultimate team. So of course today it is Ronaldo versus Mbappe, so you could technically get both of these players in your side, but I'm going to tell you who you should go with if you can only afford to get one, or if you're playing a formation where you can only play one striker. So if you guys are enjoying these player reviews, don't forget to drop a like on the video. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep dive into both of these players' stats. I'm going to tell you what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are, if they've even got any weaknesses, and then I'm going to conclude by telling you who I think is the better player and who you should put in your ultimate team. So yeah, let's get straight into this, and let's start off with the stats. So of course 92 rating for Cristiano Ronaldo this year, which is a -1 downgrade of course from FIFA 20. So he does have 89 pace. He's definitely not as quick as Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe's got 96 pace, and I have to say Mbappe's main strength on this game is his pace. He feels so fast in game, really good at getting in behind. He's probably one of the best players on the game at getting in behind, really good at that. But don't be put off by Cristiano Ronaldo's 89 pace. He does not feel slow in game whatsoever. He actually feels very fast. I did have a Hunter chemistry style on Ronaldo, and yeah, his pace was not an issue at all. He does feel very fast. So 93 shooting for Cristiano Ronaldo, and I think his finishing is definitely Ronaldo's biggest strength on this game. He's the best finisher on the game in my opinion. There's no one that can even compare to Ronaldo in terms of finishing. Just so clinical in front of goal. And Mbappe has got 86 shooting. He is still a very good finisher, not as good as Ronaldo, but still very good, pretty clinical in front of goal. So 78 passing for Mbappe. Ronaldo has got 81, so Ronaldo's slightly better, but to be honest, it didn't really feel like there was a big difference in terms of passing in game. They felt pretty similar. So in terms of dribbling, Mbappe has got 91 dribbling. He is very good in game in terms of dribbling. Had no issues with him in that department. Cristiano Ronaldo has got 89 dribbling, and I think most people would say dribbling is probably Ronaldo's biggest weakness on FIFA. Mainly the 71 balance, but in my opinion he doesn't really feel that bad in terms of dribbling. He's not one of the elite dribblers on the game, but don't get me wrong, he's still pretty good at dribbling. I did have a Hunter chemistry style on Ronaldo, but if I was to do this again, I probably would recommend getting an engine chemistry style on Ronaldo just to improve that dribbling slightly. I think if you are looking for a weakness in Ronaldo's game, I think you'd have to highlight that 71 balance, but his dribbling is not that bad. I think people do overreact and blow it out of proportion really. He's still a pretty good dribbler on the game, and it's not that big of an issue. But yeah, I think if you are to highlight a weakness in Ronaldo's game, I think you would have to look at that. So in terms of defending, he has got 35 defending, Mbappe has got 39. Of course, not too important. These players both are strikers, but Mbappe is slightly better in that department. And then 76 physical for Mbappe, and Ronaldo's got 77. So in my opinion, Ronaldo feels a lot stronger in game than Mbappe. Mbappe is not weak by any means, but Ronaldo just feels very strong in game. And in terms of his aerial prowess, there's probably no one that can compare to him on this game. 95 jumping, 90 heading accuracy. I'm not someone that particularly crosses the ball much in game, but if you are a player that likes to play that kind of style of play, then Ronaldo will definitely suit that because he's very good in the air. So in terms of the height, Ronaldo of course being 6'2", Mbappe is 5'10", so they've both got good heights, and in terms of work rate, they've both got high to low, which is just perfect in my opinion for a striker. High to low is probably the best that you can get, and they have both got 5-star skills of course, and both got 4-star weak foot. In my opinion, it actually feels like Ronaldo's got 5-star weak foot. His left foot is just as clinical in game in terms of scoring goals in my opinion. And in terms of the cost, they both cost around about 1.2 million to maybe 1.3 million at this moment in time, so very similar in terms of price as well. And in terms of the return that both these players got, so Ronaldo played 5 matches, 6 goals, 6 assists. Mbappe, I did have his loan card, so I've played 13 matches, 7 goals, 7 assists, but bearing in mind quite a few of those appearances were as actually a substitute in FUT Champs, trying to save me when I was in losing positions. So I'm going to tell you what these players' main strengths are, what their weaknesses are now, and in my opinion, Both these players are very complete on this game. It is very difficult to find a weakness. As I've already touched on, I think the only real weakness to Ronaldo's game, you could argue, is his dribbling, but it's not that bad that I'd blow it out of proportion and make a big deal out of it. But I think if you are to pick out a weakness, you'd have to say it's his dribbling. And in terms of Mbappe's game, I think his main weakness, in my opinion, is probably his finishing. He is a pretty clinical forward on this game, but I don't think he's as clinical as Ronaldo. Every now and then, very rarely, he will miss a chance that you'd probably expect him to score, but I think I am being a little bit picky in terms of Mbappe's finishing. He's still a very good finisher on this game, but if I had to highlight a weakness, I would say that. So I'm going to conclude now, and I'm going to tell you who I think is the better player and who you should put in your ultimate team. So the first thing I would say, I think this kind of goes without saying, if you can get both, definitely put both these players in your ultimate team, because they are two of the best players on this game, there is no doubt about it. But if you can only afford one, or if you only want to go with one in your team, the player that I would go with is Cristiano Ronaldo. And for me, it's not actually that big of a difficult decision, really. I think Ronaldo is definitely the better striker on this game. Don't get me wrong, I think Mbappe is a worthy challenger to Ronaldo in terms of who is the best striker on the game. But for me, it's not even that close, really. I still think Ronaldo is by far the best striker on this game. I just think he will score you the most goals on Ultimate Team. So yeah guys, that is going to be the player review. For me, Ronaldo is still the best striker on this game and still is the best player on the game in my opinion. Let me know if you guys agree with me, or do you think Mbappe is now the new best player on FIFA? Let me know in the comments below. But that will just be about it from me for today guys, so don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But I will catch you in the next video.